The Texas Attorney General is pushing back after a judge ruled a woman can get an emergency abortion despite the state's near-total ban. Kate Cox's fetus was diagnosed with a medical condition that's almost always fatal for the fetus, and doctors say Cox's fertility is at risk if she continues with the pregnancy. The judge ruled in her favor, but now the state may still try to stand in her way. Senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest.
An unprecedented challenge to the Texas abortion ban, a judge intervening to allow 31-year-old Kate Cox to get an emergency abortion.
The idea that Miss Cox wants desperately to be a parent, and this law might actually cause her to lose that ability is shocking and would be a genuine miscarriage of justice.
At 20 weeks pregnant, Cox learned her fetus has a severe abnormality and virtually no chance of survival. Her doctors warn continuing the pregnancy could jeopardize her own health.
There's no outcome here, that results in us taking home a healthy baby girl.
Texas bans abortion outright, with one narrow exception: to save the life of the mother or prevent irreversible damage to a major bodily function. Kate told me she was almost certain she would qualify.
I could see in this case, surely I would qualify for that exemption. So my doctor told me that I did not have that option in the state of Texas. I was shocked.
So she and her husband sued the state of Texas. In an extraordinary live stream court hearing, her lawyer described how Kate had to go to the emergency room 4 times in just the last month.
Many of Ms. Cox's health risks during this pregnancy will put her life in danger if left untreated.
The state argued she needed more evidence.
The plaintiffs have not shown that they will suffer an immediate and irreparable injury.
But the judge siding with Kate, saying the longer Ms. Cox stays pregnant, the greater risks to her life. Diane, it's unclear if the state will try to fight this ruling, but this morning the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is threatening to go after any doctor who might perform Kate Cox's abortion, saying the doctors could still face serious penalties, including loss of license, up to life in prison. Even her husband could be at risk for possibly aiding and abetting an abortion, Diane.
All right, senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott, thank you. Let's bring in senior national policy reporter Anne Flaherty, along with ABC News legal contributor Channa Lloyd for more. Anne, how significant is this ruling to allow this emergency abortion in Texas?
So we have not seen a case like this before, where a woman is in the midst of a medical emergency. Most of the lawsuits we've seen have happened after the fact, but this is a woman who says she was shocked when doctors told her of her options. So she started Googling and was stunned when she figured out that she would not qualify for an abortion. Now, what I do think is important to point out is that this restraining order would only apply to Kate Cox. It does not apply to other women. It only lasts for 14 days. And of course, her lawyers are saying this proves the point that two sides can disagree on when an abortion is necessary to save the life of the mother. They say that that law that was passed by Texas is intentionally vague and has essentially created a situation where there is no exception for the abortion ban.
Channa, what went into this decision and what precedent could it set for states with similar bans?
So what went into this decision is that we have a very time-sensitive issue that had to be decided before the Supreme Court is able to hear the issue. That is how the judge was able to grant this emergency temporary restraining order to allow this to happen, because it was time-sensitive. This could set a precedent to other judges who feel that there is something that needs to be addressed prior to formal rulings by the higher court.
Now, Channa, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is now threatening to charge doctors if they go through with this abortion, even though the judge granted it. So what options does the state have left, and what consequences could these doctors or anyone else who helps Cox here, what kind of consequences could they face?
So the doctors are still liable and can be brought up on charges if they do perform it. Doctors, hospitals, and let's remember that the laws in Texas allow for any private citizen to bring these lawsuits. So there's still very significant risk, and it remains unclear as to whether or not she'll actually be able to have it performed.
Channa, I just want to clarify that. So the judge says, we grant you permission for this emergency abortion, but the doctors can still be charged if they do it?
Correct, because it is still illegal. The judge only has jurisdiction over her, so she can give her the temporary restraining order. However, other hospitals and other doctors do not fall under this temporary restraining order, and they are still subject to the current ban in place.
All right, Anne Flaherty, Channa Lloyd, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.